Hello, everyone. I'd like to discuss something with you all today because I am still really in a state of shock at the way that this channel has grown in just a few short months. Everyone who knows me knows very well if you would have told me just a few short months ago that I would have first of all that I would have even had a YouTube channel and let alone have thousands and thousands of subscribers, I would have laughed. I would have said, "You're pulling my leg." I never, and the older I get, the more I realize that you never really know what God has in store for you. You can think about certain things, but you can't really plan every single thing. As much as we would like to, I would certainly like to be able to plan everything, but sometimes we do not know what the future holds. When it comes to what you think you are and where you think you're going, but sometimes God just throws things at you and you have to deal with those things as they come. We can never predict, of course, the future. Anybody who tells you they can predict everything in the future is lying to you. So there's a lot of people who watch this channel also, and you know who you are. You know me personally. You're local people, and if you know very well that this is hard for me to process because I've always been I'm mostly off grid. I'm mostly off grid for the most part. I don't even have a smartphone, not because I can't afford one. It's just I'm not interested in one. I'm not interested in so many bells and whistles and distractions. And especially nowadays, where so many of the devices that people are using are being used to spy on people and being used to collect our data against our will, by the way, against our consent. And that is very troubling to me, especially since a lot of these devices are made by enemy governments, such as the Chinese government. But even the federal government now is not is no well the federal government for many years now has been no friend of the American people. We can go back decades and see what has happened. But anyway, I wanted to make this video because I also want to give a big thank you, a great big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel and shown me such kindness in the comments. I received beautiful emails as well. I can't keep up with all of them. I do apologize if you email me at some point or you write to me or you leave a comment and I don't respond. I do try to keep up with everyone, but I'm overwhelmed. I never would have thought that this would have been my reality even 2 months ago. And those students who have had me in class, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I struggle with the technology. It's something hard for me to process. But here I am, and I'm learning every day. But this message is also we're going to discuss the principles of city tutoring. The principles of city tutoring. You high school students, we cater to both high school and college, by the way. Those of you who are new to the channel and you don't know me, my name is Alfred Cromwell. I am the founder and president of City Tutoring. Our office is located right here in Lynchburg, Virginia, the beautiful city of Lynchburg, Virginia. Uh, but we serve students all over the world, not just in Virginia, not just in Lynchburg. And we have a mix of high school students, but also college students. But this message, perhaps if you're a college student, you might find it interesting because you're new. Perhaps you're new to the education world, and perhaps you're just beginning to dabble with math and other subjects. So, you high school students, or even if you're their folks and you're watching this channel, I've said it many times before. If you're new, nobody ever leaves this channel feeling indifferent. You'll either feel really good or you'll wish you'd never met me or heard me. And that's just life. That's how it goes. You can't please everybody. And I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to please my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I'm here to do what I think is the right thing to do. And now maybe you're a student and you're considering perhaps enrolling in a tutoring service, or maybe you're a student and you're wishing to take a specific course. I want to tell you why I believe City Tutoring is the best. And if I didn't believe City Tutoring was the best tutoring and academic service in the country, I'd set out to make it the best. And if I thought it couldn't be done and there was one better, I'd apply there for a job. I'm never satisfied with this business of being number two until we can all agree what quality is and what it means to be committed to your principles. And no, I don't think City Tutoring is the best just because I founded it. That would be a very stupid and illogical reason. Can you imagine if someone said, I have the best company because I founded it? No, it's because there is no other tutoring agency in this country right now. I challenge you to name one that has these principles. Every other tutoring agency, every other academy, every other similar service in this country, they are there. Primarily, it's transactional. You just do some tutoring. You ask the tutor a question. The tutor in many cases doesn't even speak proper English, right? And this is not a put down on people who have English as their second language. I'm talking about when you offer a service to people and you charge them, a certain price, and you expect a certain quality, you expect a certain level of skill. And yes, language is important too. Speaking the English language in the United States is an important skill. And if you're not producing that, then you shouldn't be charging some of the prices that you charge. These are some of the tutoring companies. Or in the worst cases, they hire tutors online. They're located somewhere in Sri Lanka or India or Philippines. And that's not, I'm going to name one. I'm going to be really clear about this. I don't care. I'm going to say it right now. Varsity Tutors. Check out Varsity Tutors. Horrific. So, I'm never satisfied. And God expects that each of us be the best we can be. And now, wait a minute. If God's made you a two-cylinder motorbike, He doesn't expect you to act like a race car. If all you are is a putt, then the Lord expects you to putt, 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 right steady along. All God expects of anybody is that man do his best. We tell our students it's no disgrace to fail at city tutoring or get an F on an exam or at school, but it is a disgrace to do less than your best to keep you from failing. If you can earn an A, we'll never be satisfied with a B, and you know exactly who you are. If you can make a C, we won't expect a B, but we'll expect a good big C. We won't be satisfied with a C minus or a D, let alone an F. We haven't any right to expect more from you than God expects. Well, some people say, and I know for a fact, some people say, city tutoring is too strict. Mr. Cramwell has rules. Well, sure we do. So does the Bible have rules. So does any place you work at have rules. There is no such thing as any place on earth where there is an absence of a social order. Whether you like to hear that or not, God never tells any man to live without rules. If you have no rules, you have chaos, and that's what you have in many schools in our country today. You have disrespect in the classroom. You have students talking back, showing defiance. That's not going to happen here at City Tutoring because we want the right kind of people. And we could not do the job we do for our students without rules and regulations. I challenge you to find any country in the world where there is no social order. Everywhere you go in the world, every company you go to, every house you go to, every church you go to has some kind of social order. You cannot escape in life some kind of authority. And if you think that you can, then you're very deluded and ignorant. There is no such thing as a place on earth that has an absence of authority. You college students watching me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even at the college level, there are people in your classroom who shine more than you do, or you might shine more than others. But there's always going to be a pecking order. There are students who are more popular than you, or maybe you're one of the popular ones. You cannot escape those distinctions. And a lot of the problems that we have in America today and across the Western world is that we have a lot of young people who don't stop comparing themselves to other people rather than focusing on their own strengths and what God made you to be. Guess what? If you're not 6'2", you're not 6'3", you're not going to be a 6'3" basketball player. But you might be 5'4", and you might have another skill that is amazing and that it would be the envy of others. And you have to focus on those skills. It's pathetic to hear so many men in America today, all they do is it's a whine fest. Have you noticed that? I try to shy away from labels, but what they call the Gen Z generation, the millennial generation, you hear these men, and I always mention men because they're the guilty of it the most. And all they do is whine and whine and whine. All the problems they have, it's because of the boomers, or it's because of X and Y. No, what are you doing? What do you bring to the table? Oh, my boss is a boomer. Too bad. Too bad. Become your own boss. No one's stopping you. I did it myself. So we can't do the job that we want to do without any kind of standards, without any kind of rules and regulations. If you join the army, you have to live by the rules. At least you used to. We have this new army now that they are so eager to be recruiting people, they apparently don't care whether you keep the rules or not. They have this kind, what they call, they let some kind of, what do they call, a rainbow coalition make the rules, apparently. You still won't have an army anyway. You'll have revolution in America without a good army. The Navy today, look what's happening with beards. I don't know if they're doing it now, but there's several months ago they were planning to let the fellows grow beards. And well, we're not Navy here at City Tutoring. We're fighting on land. And we don't like anything that could bring too much distraction to our mission in education and taking life seriously. There's a lot of, nowadays there's a lot of foolish philosophy today that tries to pass off as serious philosophy. In many cases, they even try to pass it off as Christian philosophy when it's anything but. You have the example recently, look at the sermon, if you could call it that. I can't remember her name right now. Reverend, can't remember. The woman who preached at J.D. Vance and Donald Trump at the Washington, D.C. at the National Cathedral. What a pathetic excuse for a Christian sermon. Did you notice, if you watched the sermon, did you notice that there was not a single mention by this lady of the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ? Nothing to do with hope, nothing to do with the message of redemption. All she was doing is reading off, trying to pass off a Marxist discourse as a Christian sermon. It was anything but a Christian sermon. She was promoting law breaking. In fact, there is nothing in the Bible, by the way, that justifies illegal immigration. Now, you can be kind, you should be kind to everyone, regardless of where they come from, but you also should be intractable against lawbreakers. And people who violate the laws of another country and cross the border illegally, they're not respecting the host country. They are disrespecting the laws of God as well. So she twisted, and it was just a sad, sad scene to watch. But there's a very common mindset these days that you have to meet the world on the world's terms, that you have to rock and roll with the rest of them, that in order to attract people to a school, you have to let the boys wear whatever they wear whatever they want. They leave their hair so long that they leave a cloud of dandruff as they walk past. You expect that from these people. Or you relax the rules on body modifications, or ladies who paint their face. I mean, I know some ladies, they paint their face like a barn door. They put so much dark guck in their eyes, they end up looking like a skull. Don't you believe in those philosophies? If you attract people to your school on that basis, there'll be no change in the way they've been acting and living. And in the long run, they will damage your school and others around them. And I believe it is necessary to have some standards in order to train up our young people to be soldiers for the cause of this great country, for a better country, and a better education system. You want to go around with boys who slobber all over the girls, no respect at all, use profanity. You're not going to like City Tutoring because our boys don't slobber. If your idea of a good time is to disrespect teachers, not do your work, show defiance, take drugs, I can point out to you hundreds of tutoring services that will be a good fit for you. You don't do that at City Tutoring. And by the way, if you're curious about numbers, currently we have about 80 students in the Lynchburg area. And we have over 200 students across the country taking our virtual classes. But the 80 students local, it's a mix between college students. Most of our college students are people who come to us. And I say us because I'm the math person, but we also offer other courses as well. We offer literature and history taught the right way, by the way. None of this propaganda that they teach in some of this just trash that they teach in some of our schools. They trash American history, they trash national heroes, they trash the Western canon, and we don't do that here. We have about 80 students. About 30 of them are high school students, and we're growing so fast. I might have to just get up that. There's a building up in Candler's Mountain Road. I might have to get that building because I want to set up a weekend boot camp, a weekend math boot camp for students who really, really, really want to brush up on their skills. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on currently. But we are not desperate for students. We want the right kind of students. Our business at City Tutoring is not getting students. Our business at City Tutoring is getting students with character. There's less character more and more in every college generation these days. Now, wait a minute. I'm not talking about good character or bad character. Character can be good or bad. I'm talking about character. Character is that quality in a person that makes them worthwhile. I know some atheists who have more character than some Christians. It shouldn't be so, but that's true. And character is what makes a man take hold and not shake loose. We're not interested in people who want one thing today and something else tomorrow. One reason we have so many divorces today is that there are so many couples with little character or no character at all. You can't go through life without trouble. All our politicians today are like that. You can't name perhaps today a single man or woman in Congress, at least I can, who has solid, unchanging principles. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Well, he's not a congressman, but he's very well known, very powerful man. And look at him. He's first complicit in the censorship at the behest of the Biden administration. And now he's groveling at the feet of Donald Trump. saying he was for freedom of speech all along, as if we're supposed to really believe that. Do you really believe that? It's pathetic. Now, no wonder some of these politicians are so morally deformed. They stand for nothing and they give the impression of being for everything. Lots of Christians are like that too, so called Christians. A double minded man is unstable in all his ways, as the Bible says. He's the type of man that if God gives him something today, he'll turn around tomorrow and give it to God's enemies. That's what we are doing politically today. We are taking the taxpayers' money and giving it to our enemies to get more, so that our enemies can get more power and they come and shut us down. That's what. Look at how much money we give away willingly to China, to the Chinese government. By the way, this is not an attack on Chinese, but the Chinese people are just as victims of the Chinese government as everyone else. It's one of the biggest problems in the world today, the Chinese government. I received, it was funny because I received a letter yesterday in my mailbox from it's a silly girl up in, I think, Wisconsin, with one of those Midwestern states, Michigan or Wisconsin. She was fussing at me about all sorts of things. She doesn't like this channel, and she was outraged at some of the stuff that we defend. And she said in the letter, "The students that I like from City Tutoring are the students who have broken the rules." This morning I wrote her back a letter today. I said, if someone like that enjoyed City Tutoring, I know we were definitely doing something wrong. You claim to be serious about your studies, and you claim to be wanting to make this country a better place, yet the people you admire are the people who smoke weed, sneak off from their parents, watch all sorts of unacceptable things on their devices, and do the things you ought not to do. You like those folks. I'm glad you don't like how I do things. You can tell what kind of person you are by the kind of people you like, the kind of company you want to keep, and the kinds of things you go for. So at City Tutoring, we hold ourselves and our students to a higher standard. We believe that success is not an accident. It is a result of discipline, character, and commitment to doing your best. You look at all the successful people in history, and they have had a certain commitment to a higher standard. They've had a certain discipline. There's an old saying, and some of you might know it: you cannot give orders unless you know how to take orders. And I've talked about rules, values, and the importance of standing for something, standing up for something. And I want to close by sharing the core principles that make City Tutoring the best choice for students who want more than just a math education. You want the right kind of mindset. We believe in excellence and effort. We don't measure success by grades alone, but by the effort you put into achieving your potential. I'd much rather have a C student who doesn't stop working hard than I'd rather have an A student who believes that they can ace, he or she can ace anything they want. Whether you're capable of an A or a C, what matters is that you give it your all. At least to me, that's what matters. We'll push you because we care. And we will hold you accountable because that's how greatness is forged. We will hold you accountable for bad behavior. You don't talk back to your teachers. You don't talk back to any adult around here. And discipline builds character. Rules aren't there to limit you. They're there to shape you. The discipline teaches responsibility, respect, and resilience. And we believe you learn to value structure because life itself demands it. And trust me, you'll thank us when you're ready to take on the challenges. When you go out into the world, you'll remember us. And we also believe in education with integrity. There are too many institutions today. They chase numbers, enrollment, test scores. They have bad ideas. Look at all the bad philosophies we have going around today. They care only about revenue. That's all they care about. We chase something more meaningful here: character. I'd rather be a poor institution with character than a rich institution with degenerates. And at City Tutoring, we believe that who you are is just as important as what you know. Integrity is the foundation of all lasting success, and we're here to help you build it. We don't believe in shortcuts. We only believe in growth. We won't lower the bar for you. We believe in hard work, perseverance, and accountability. That's why our students leave, not just smarter, but stronger, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. I'm planning already next week or in the coming weeks, you're going to hear from our students. I'm going to have them come on this channel, and they're going to tell you exactly how their math completely improved. They start out with a 0, and they come and they leave a new person. It was so rewarding this morning. I was talking to a lady, a student who has enrolled in our online service. I was talking to her this morning. She's in America. She's been in America for 15 years now. She's originally from Port-au-Prince in Haiti. She had a very challenging high school experience. She had a very challenging high school. Haiti is a very poor country, and I am just amazed at her her determination and her success. She started out failing with the order of operations. She wants to get her GED. And I've been working with her. I really like her story, so I decided to work with her. And she's the kind of student we're looking for. We're looking for, again, students with the right character, not the right connections, not the right appearance. No, you got the right character. I don't care about your appearance. We have a community of standards as well. You're not just another face in the crowd, right? We're a community. We have shared principles here. You have respect for other people, respect for yourself. And we have a commitment to making the world a better place as well. We're not interested in being popular. I don't care. I couldn't care less about popularity. We're interested in being right. That is what mathematicians care about. We care that you are right, not popular. I don't care about being popular. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for the easy way out, City Tutoring is not for you. You're not going to enjoy it. But if you want to be challenged, if you want to grow, if you want to take your math very seriously in your studies, and if you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, then City Tutoring is the place for you. Like I said, we have online, we have a local building here in Lynchburg. If you're a local person, we don't just teach students; we build a foundation. We want to see leadership from our young people. We want to have young people who don't blame the boomers, who don't blame people. I'm from Generation X, by the way. I don't defend any generation, but if we're going to go by that, I'm Generation X. We weren't as whiny, perhaps. I don't remember us being as whiny. But anyway, that's why I believe City Tutoring is the best. And that's why I'm proud, in a good sense. I don't mean proud in an arrogant way. I'm proud to share this with you. I'm proud to stand here today and invite you to join us. And at the end of the day, education isn't just about passing tests. It's about passing life's tests. And we're here at City Tutoring to make sure that you're ready for them. Thank you all. And once again, please continue to support what we do. And please, if this was useful to you, if you believe in the mission that we have here, please subscribe to my channel. Please continue to help me. I can only offer you my immense gratitude for everything that you've done for me and for your kindness. Thank you all, and God bless.